Unnamed Gaming Podcast. We're back!
Yeah.
I'm very dark. Oh, never mind. Fuck it, I can't be bothered. We haven't recorded in so long. We've just all been so busy doing various things, but now we're back. We're raring to go. We had a great time at WASD. Go and listen to that podcast, special podcast that we did from there. We're hoping to do that a lot more in the future. We're back and we're recording. We'll be back every week until holidays and such. You know how it goes. Anyway, how is everybody today? Nestle, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you. How are you?
I am very tired, but I'm ready to go. It's just the way it is, and I need a holiday.
Oh.
June, I tell you this much. Tempus,
Hello.
how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me back.
Yeah, always.
And
Wouldn't
that's a
be
cat.
That's a cat.
It's a cat.
Welcome,
Let me
Tiggs.
just
Hello, Tiggs.
move my keyboard out of the way before It's not a podcast episode unless the cat has pushed her butthole up against the goddamn camera.
Indeed.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Gonna go
Now you're
to-
biting cables, so now you go down.
Naughty kitty.
Yes.
So, I've asked how you all are, but who are we? I'm Bendy, your Admiral Idiot. I'm the host for today's podcast. Nettle.
I'm
our general
Nettle.
idiot.
I'm a general idiot. I'm just here.
Tempest,
Hello.
Marshall Idiot.
Marshall idiot. Idiot to the skies.
Idiot of the skies.
Bit
For all
red
you Red
dwarf.
Dwarf fans.
Yeah.
Red
Yep,
dwarf.
yep.
For that split silence while you're listening to this on the podcast sites, we were doing the salute from Red Dwarf.
Doing the salute from
quietly.
Red Dwarf. Because
that-
apparently we've forgotten how to actually podcast.
I never knew how to podcast anyway. Anyway, I've got things here. We got stuff to talk about, I'm sure. So let's jump right in to what we've been playing. Tempest.
Hello.
What have you been up to since the time we've been not recording?
To be fair, my gaming has still pretty much consisted of being angry at Overwatch. And I did my Geralt stream on Saturday night.
It was so good.
Thank you. But I have to finish that. But I've been goaded this week into finally playing Hades.
You did
So,
it.
I've spent the last 2 days playing Hades, and I don't want to put it down. So
Was it the Xbox channel? Was it the Xbox channel in the Discord? We have a Discord, by the way. Join our Discord.
that's kind of where it started, yes.
Yeah.
And then it kind of escalated from
Yeah.
there.
So how far have you got?
I have played.
Longest run.
I've played for about 5 hours, and I got to the ball today in Elysium. So
Nice.
yeah, I managed to quite regularly get past Magira. I did actually die to her earlier today when I took the Chaos route to start, so I was already down like 20 HP.
Wow.
You do get some good chaos boons though. So sometimes you might kind of want to grab those. Sometimes.
Yeah, no, it's
It's always about progression, isn't it? There's
Yeah.
no perfection, and sometimes you'll just have a wicked run, and you'll run through Meg, and you'll get into Elysium, and it's like,
well,
yeah.
one of the guys in our Discord, he's been watching me play it, and he was like, "You're getting through this so much faster than I was." And I was like, "Yeah, that's just a bit of luck, to be fair." But
What weapon are you using?
I'm using
At
the
the moment.
spear.
Okay.
I like the spear's versatility because it's got good range and I can spam it kind of up close, but it's also got the throwing part to it, which is just so good. Like I was using the sword to start for a long time. Then I unlocked the bow, I think, and then when I used it in the training thing, I was like, yeah, I'm not going to get on with this at all. But the shield looks quite good, and I mean, it's been out for a couple of years now, so spoilers. But I've now got the next 2 that they give you, but I've only unlocked the gauntlets.
I like using them. I've not done a good run with them, but they look really fucking
They look
cool,
really
so.
good. They do look really cool, but I'm quite reckless.
Yeah, me too.
So I know full well that if I went in like Mike Tyson in my way through the underworld, that I'd probably get killed quite quickly. But
Yeah, I'm trying to get those extra death defies so I can do it, because I'm all about chaos. Right, not actually doing a chaos run. I'm just a chaotic person. And I'm full of chaos. Don't know if you know about this about me. So I don't dodge well. This is why I never get on with Soulsborne games, because I don't care about dodging. I'm just like, go in, bash some faces, and see what happens. So I need those death defies to be able to get through it. So that's my plan, to get a lot more of the Shadow Nectar or whatever, and try and unlock those. But
I quite like my dodging, to be fair, especially when you've got something that does damage when you're dodging. So
one of my favourite boons, to be fair, is the Poseidon dash.
Yeah.
Which does damage when you dash, which is a pretty good. And there's also one, I think it's an Aphrodite one, that does a similar. And there's also
it
really
does
nice
weak. I think one of them.
Yeah. There's a nice Aphrodite one that like regens health when you're doing damage or something, which is cool. I like those aspects of it. It's like you never know what you're gonna get. But they could really help you with the run when you start. So
Yeah. Well, it's weird because I'm terrible. Like there's when he brings up boons and stuff, I'm like reading, and like the one of the gods, I kind of shunned him a little bit, just because I didn't really read what his stuff was, which it was Dionysus.
Oh, Dionysus.
But like I actually read what his stuff did today, and I was like, you mean you do continual damage after with hangover? It was the quickest I'd done the Bone Hydra. I had it on my special, so like my range attack, and it only stacks up to 5. But I'm like, there's still every time you're hitting it, I'm just keeping it at 5, and it's like,
what the god of Dionysus, what
he's the god
is
of
the god of
wine and frivolity,
wine and debauchery.
Yeah.
Yep.
I love Dionysus. I once played Hercules. I once played Dionysus in a play, and he dressed up like Hercules to get into Hades.
Why
there
not?
goes a little bit about my
Perfect.
theatre background. It was called The Frogs. It was great. It was a great show.
Frogs.
It's a Greek comedy. Yeah.
Was it recorded? Can we put it on YouTube?
No, I was 15, so that was 19 years ago.
Let's not remind ourselves how old we are, please.
Oh, that was.
I was very good.
22 for me, Jesus Christ.
No, that couldn't have been 22 if she was 15.
You're like 3 years older than me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You were 19, so add 3.
I was 19, 15.
I was 15. It was 19 years ago.
Yeah.
So you would
Right, so if she's 15 and it was 19 years ago. Okay, we've really tried to...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a long week.
Work.
You know what?
That does not work.
Is this? You sure there's tea's in this cup?
It's actually
Gin juice.
Yeah, just straight gin.
Gin and
I've been there before. I'm never doing that again. Anyway, moving on. Moving on.
Yep. Have you played anything else?
No, I refuse now.
Oh, okay.
I am now just Hades.
I'm a Hades main. I'm a Hades streamer. That's it.
I'm literally playing Hades until in 2 hours' time, when I've watched 4 hours of someone streaming the Overwatch 2 beta, that I get the beta key. Then I will be literally playing the Overwatch 2 beta.
That 3 hours and 59 minutes, his internet just goes down. See the pain on his face there.
I think I'd literally rage quit everything.
Oh no.
I'm so sad I just didn't get a key. I was just like, I'd be happy if someone I know gets it. Someone I know got it, and I was like, I fucking hate you.
I'm not happy that they got it. I'm not happy.
I play it every night. You don't play it ever, and you got it. I hate you for it. Anyway, moving on.
Right.
Before I
Rage.
alienate everyone.
Sorry, the lighting in here is really bad.
What are you doing with the lighting, apparently?
I'm not gonna care now. So it's done. It's what it
What's
is.
done is done.
Nettle.
Hello.
Nettle has been streaming recently. She's back, baby.
Back.
Twitch.tv/Nettlecreates.
Yep. Yep. Do it.
Oh
Go and
no.
follow. Now, all of you 15 that listen to us, we love you.
All the
You are the
15.
greatest.
What have you been playing? Off stream, on stream?
So, to put a little background into the reason why we haven't been able to record properly for about 3 weeks, is because I stupidly decided to not only buy a house, but also get married at the same time.
Congratulations!
Thank you. So unfortunately, it was a wonderful time. They were both there. So I stole them.
Yeah, we were.
Oh, I should read out my speech and pop it at the end to make everybody cry.
Yeah, because then we can record it for. It can be recorded for the premiere. Yeah, the video.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, so I haven't played a great deal, but I managed to get back onto Destiny 2 again and do my usual weeklies. It was nice. And I've been playing House Flipper, which is ironic considering that I just bought a house. And I'm a bit addicted to it. I've started playing it at work at lunchtimes now, so this is my addiction. But
Are you like this is what I'm gonna do with
this
my
is what
house
I'm going to do with my house. Like, look at this. And everyone at work's like, I don't care. But the one new game that I have managed to play was a game that I played at WASD called The Forgotten City, which if any of you remember is basically a walking simulator set in an ancient Roman city that you get transported back to. And I enjoyed playing the little bit that I played at WASD. It intrigued me, and I'm so glad I went on to play more, like, on Sunday. It's so good. It's a brilliant walking simulator. You're investigating why this city of ancient Roman people is there. Like, how are they doing? And then there's also just these random people that have been turned to gold. Gold. Just like randomly. Wow.
Just sling one on your shoulder, pawn it.
Exactly, you're fine.
Solid gold person.
Solid gold person, yeah. I mean, having got quite far into the story now, you definitely don't want one of these solid gold people. It's quite creepy.
You don't know me.
You don't know you.
Next week, you'll be a solid gold person behind Bendy.
That's where my jester coat will be on. Solid gold.
Just solid gold. But it's a great mix of, like, there's not really any combat, and they've actually done that really well. Because there's this what's called the golden rule, which is not Lonely Island thing. It's this rule where you can't commit any crime at all, or everyone in the city will be turned to gold. The golden rule, I think that they've got the phrases: the sins of the one will be punished by the many will be punished for the sins of the one. So if any one of these people in this city does anything that's seen as a sin, it turns the entire city to gold, and you have to run as fast as possible to the exit portal, which then goes back into a time loop, and then you start all over again at the beginning. But you have more information and more, like, items and stuff. So So eventually you'll get to the end. Now, there are several endings to this game, so it's going to be interesting to see which one I get, because I'm pretty sure I've fucked up a couple of times. The first time I fucked up, I really freaked out as well. Like, if anybody ever wants to go watch that VOD on stream, you can see me visually panic that I fucked up, and I'm like, oh, what do I do? But then you learn what you did wrong and you do something slightly different next time. But the reason why I say you don't want one of these golden statues behind you is because there's still people in there. Like, you get to this point where you're in a temple and somebody's ripped the gold flesh off a skeleton, and there's this just like golden like zombie things wandering around, which I was not happy with. And that's pretty much like
was that the things you were bow and arrow?
Yeah, that was the things I was doing with the bow and arrow, which turns people to gold. And it's like, okay, we've got a clue here, guys. But then I like got to the middle of the temple, and I was meant to be helping this person by showing her that, you know, I can turn her lover that she's ripped this flesh off to gold, and she wouldn't be in pain anymore. And I had absolutely no arrows left, so I was like, might as well just leave. And I left, and she obviously killed someone in the meantime. And whenever you do anything wrong and people start turning to gold, all you hear is this massive booming over voice. It's like, the many shall be cursed for the sins of the one. And you're like, well, I fucked up. So
Run.
Oh, I wonder who did that.
and
it wasn't me.
That's where I left it. So
It's a looping walking simulator.
it's a looping walking simulator until you solve it, basically.
Does look good. I feel like I'm gonna have to download it.
Yeah,
and play it myself.
it's really good. And the thing is, what I've done, I've obviously given some spoilers, but the way you play it will be completely different from the way I play it, and you'll do something that I didn't do. Like, this is how big, yeah, probably. This is what this game is like. And originally, as I said in the WASD special, it was originally a mod for Skyrim. So this very small team originally made this mod for Skyrim, and it was so good, publishers went, can you just make it into a game? And that's what happened. So it's a little lesson for everybody making mods out there. You never know. You might get a game published from it. So yeah.
Keep that stream on fire. Keep
Exactly.
Them alive.
You know,
Keep doing
it'll
you,
happen.
booze. Yeah.
But yeah, that's where I am with playing stuff this week. Obviously, I haven't had a great deal of free time to play anything. Obviously, that will now change. I'm back to playing everything.
Yay! We're back, baby. Me now.
You.
Me turn. So, I played a lot. I've played a lot of Wonderlands.
Yeah.
This is going to be a conversation that's going to be had until I complete that game. It's still janky as fuck.
Oh no.
Like, they released a DLC, but it still doesn't work properly. So great. It's not Bethesda jank like that everybody loves, and it becomes endearing, and everyone knows that a Bethesda game is going to be released and it's going to have janky bullshit that everybody loves. Entering into a game and not being able to see your quests for 5 minutes is not good every time you reload up that game. I love it. The story's great. Voice acting is fantastic. It looks beautiful. It's just those quality of life things that are so annoying.
I think that'd be an easy patch, that, wouldn't you, though?
They've released a DLC as part of the season pass, but they've not actually fixed the game. They've recently balanced like loot, what you receive loot wise, because I hadn't received like any legendary loot. It just wasn't coming up. And then recently we're now really receiving it a lot. I did a lot of like skeleton key boxes, and I was just receiving purples. I'm like, are you serious? Is there no legendary loot in here? Cool. I've just wasted 5 keys. Great, thank you very much. But they've worked on that. But yeah, just the quest log thing, and sometimes you'll travel into an area and you'll have just the travel sign. just on your page that you can't get rid of. It'll eventually drop off. And if you have if you're playing with the team members, it will say that a team member's down when a team member isn't down. So you'll have like a big X, and it's like, your player is dead. And then if they are down, it's hard for you to see that they're down. And it's frustrating. I'm gonna carry on playing it because the story is really fun. Like mixing Borderlands and D&D was always a good idea. But you need Gearbox. Come on, you just need to sort out those things that should be simple. Because your menus have never been good in any of the games. Your maps and menus have all been shit. Work on those. do better. But I will give it its due. I will carry on playing it because like Andy Samberg is great. The voice acting is great. Ashley Birch is quintessential Tiny Tina, and it's got those funny elements that Borderlands games have. It's never going to be as good as 2 because nothing is ever going to beat 2. But I'm enjoying that element of it. There's a bit of grind in it, but I like the way that they've done grind because sometimes D&D can be quite grindy. So random encounters and things like that, they're fun bits of it. But that's my complaints for the moment. That will be like, I played that and I won't mention any more else about it because I'll be playing it until it's finished. But I did actually play something new the other day, which just came onto the Game Pass.
Not the Game Pass.
Game Pass.
Never heard of it.
Never heard of it. We don't love it here. We don't mention it every single time. Nope. I
Stardew Valley.
started playing Life is Strange True Colors.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm a fan of the Life is Strange games. Very much so. Except I've not played 2, which is probably bad, but I will get around to playing it when it comes back on Game Pass. Put it back on Game Pass, please. But I have to say, I love it. I love True Colors. There is something about the premise that resonates with me so much that I couldn't stop playing it when I started. There's just something about it, and I'm like, and I don't want to give too much away because I don't know what people expect from it, and I don't know if people know, because obviously you had the rewind time in Life is Strange 1. But your power in this is different, and there's just something about her power that just kicks me in the feels so hard. And I've played 2 chapters and I've cried like 3 times already. Like, and I don't know what it is about the writers of Life is Strange. They get me. Like, I've mentioned it before, like one of the most emotional games, and being able to relate so much with the games, and I'm doing exactly the same with True Colors. There's no difference to it. I think people were very disappointed with True Colors compared to other Life is Strange, but I think there's something about that power that, for me, is, I don't know, I really relate. I really relate to it. I would recommend, it's on Game Pass. Play it. It's got great characters, great voice acting. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful game. And if you feel too much like I do, then you'll probably enjoy it. But I'm on the 2nd chapter, and I think there's 5 chapters. So I'll carry on. I'll give you my final view of it when I finished it. But yeah,
You'll give it the dicks out of 10.
Dicks out of 10.
Dicks out of 10 when it's at the moment we're hovering on an 8. So we'll see if we can stay there. Give my Borderlands one, it's like I have a solid 7 at the moment. Sort your fucking shit out. Sort your dicks out.
Sort your dicks out.
I wanted you to be a 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, life is strange. Life is strange.
Very cool.
On that note,
Finds a way.
time is a weird soup. I'm gonna, because life is strange, but also life is real, and real things are happening in the news. Let's talk about the news. How good was that segue, you guys?
Smooth. Smooth jazz.
Smooth.
So the conversation we had earlier about what news we were going to do, I was intrigued by what Tempus said and what his news was going to be. Why are Twitch being cunts?
Well, okay, cool. So, let me just get my page up. So
God, come on, be prepared.
There has been reports that they are basically looking at changing the way. I mean, it doesn't really affect kind of affiliates or anything at the moment. It's mostly for partners. But basically, they want to change the revenue for partners from 70% down to 50, like everyone else, and put higher emphasis on earning revenue through ads and offering them various tiers to partnerships as well with different rates.
But weren't you
So
excited about this tier thing? Weren't you like, oh, this could be good?
yeah,
But obviously, they've already seen it shit.
when it come up a few weeks ago, I was quite. It sounded like it was going to. They were doing something good for everyone, but it just sounds like it's Amazon all over. They just want the money, and like obviously being a partner. I mean, I didn't know until I read this that partners actually got a bigger split from their stuff to what like affiliates and things do. But obviously, yeah, the ad incentive is good, but like not if you're taking away 20% of someone's revenue straight away every month. You're basically like you're not giving them a chance to earn extra money. You're basically just subsidizing it through something else.
Mm.
There was something else as well. I saw. I can't read. Can't see at the moment. But oh, that was it. And they're going to lift the restrictions on exclusivity with your streaming, so you can multi-stream on other platforms, so that you can actually earn money streaming elsewhere as well. So
Interesting.
yeah, they're kind of like, look, we're going to pay you. We're going to take more of that split of money that you've been used to, but we're going to give you more money in your ads. And also, if you want, you can go and stream on Facebook and YouTube at the same time if you like. Earn money that way.
I wonder how many of these other sites also have an exclusivity streaming part of their contract though, because it's all well and good Twitch going, you can go and stream on any other platform you want at the same time, guys, and then every other platform's like, well, we don't have that, so you can't.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I think
YouTube do. I don't think they do.
May well not, but yeah, I don't know.
Like as soon as you sign up for an affiliate, it's not even just partner. As an affiliate, they don't want you multi-streaming.
No.
That's why a lot of people didn't sign up. Haven't like they've hit the requirements, but they've never done it because they want to stream on multiple platforms.
Yeah.
But it just seems like a Twitch thing to do. They're very much going arse about face, trying to basically get more money from what I'm looking at this, because earning money from ads, obviously Amazon aren't paying those ads. You know, the companies that, because they're going to get a split from them ads as well.
Yeah.
That's the thing. So it's they're going to be earning money off of these ads, as well as taking away some of your revenue every month. And
yeah,
it's like, I think the majority of other places that you can stream on, the split is 70-50 no matter what.
Yeah.
As soon as you're eligible to earn income on that site, the split is 70-30, 70-50, 70-30, because it's got 70% to 50% on the screen in front of me. But like, that's like, I think Twitch basically have taking advantage of the fact that they were the first and probably are still the biggest streaming site. So the majority of people will still always come and stream on Twitch or watch people on Twitch. And until, I mean, I know YouTube's getting somewhere, but I don't think they're great for you to find streamers. They're
You need
quite
to be
poor with
already
that,
be subscribed, like, to a channel
basically.
that that you enjoy and that then stream.
And personally, I don't think Facebook gaming is very. That it doesn't do anything for me. I've watched a few people on there, but it just doesn't feel like I'm watching a stream or anything.
Yeah, I mean, Facebook
And
gaming has gone so much down that they closed off their actual like gaming app on the mobile. Like it doesn't exist anymore because it was so bad. So,
well, I know a lot of people that went from Twitch to Facebook on contracts are now coming back.
and we
'Cause
say
it was
this every time though. It's the fact that Twitch is so big that they know they can get away with doing this shit.
Yeah, it's just eventually they're going to do something to shoot themselves in the foot.
Yeah, maybe. The problem is
Yeah.
everybody is just so much like Twitch. I'll go and watch someone on Twitch.
Well, I know there's another site I know, like another streaming site called Trovo.
Trovo, yeah.
I've looked, like I've watched someone I know that streams. They stream on Twitch through the week, and on a Saturday they'll stream on Trovo. Bit of Jonathan Wass there. But like, it's kind of like, so I've watched them stream on that. I was quite intrigued when I first saw them say on Twitter that they were streaming over on this site. I was like, oh, this is different. So I went and had a look, and it's probably the closest thing to Twitch that any other site is, without being just a straight up copycat. But the problem is, it could very, like, if you risked, like, gambled going to that off of Twitch and all the other stuff, you've got to gamble that people that want to watch you are going to come watch you on a new site. And there's also the risk that could end up going the same way as Mixer.
Yeah.
Because I'm not being funny, Mixer was probably the real, like, the one to kind of compete with Twitch, considering it was from Microsoft. And it just, I get it's all because Twitch have just been there for so long now. It's the name, you say streaming, it's the name people think of.
Yeah. It's like, it would be like if somebody tried to make just a video site to compete with YouTube, and everybody'd be like, well, why would we use you? YouTube is the biggest video site in the world.
Well, I just think of, like, there's something sort of Daily Motion. You ever hear of that?
I used to watch pirated series on Daily Motion when I was at uni.
Daily Motion is like very much a knockoff YouTube, but
Yeah.
like,
It's got a load of Vine compilations on Daily Motion, just so you know.
Oh, lovely.
I used to, when I was in a phase, I was trying to watch a TV show called Alive. Basically, it shoved like 12 people on an island, and the last one to kind of not tap out, they had to basically survive off the land and everything.
Fair enough.
Won money and everything. It was like a game show.
Survivor.
Yeah. But they're all separate. They're all separated across this island. And the only place I could find episodes was Daily Motion. So I downloaded the Daily Motion app to my PlayStation 4 just to watch this TV show.
Oh my god.
So if I was doing that TV show, I would go and find the other people and try and scare them off the island. Like, pretend to be a ghost.
Jesus Christ.
Shake their tent a little bit.
You think you're alone? And then I would win every time. Because I can eat sand.
Just don't.
You can eat sand!
I mean, it's not very nutritious, but I can eat it.
Cool.
Yay!
Cool. Anyway,
I'm sorry!
that's my news.
Good news. Good news. Nettie saved me from myself.
I can't. I have some gaming adjacent news for you all today, which I know all of you would have heard of. And if you haven't heard of it, where the fucking hell have you been? Do you live under a rock?
Yes.
My gaming adjacent news is that Mr. Musk of the Elon variety, you know, pretty much maybe, number 2 in the world of twats here, has bought Twitter. It's worrying. Because we all know what's going to happen, because he's a bit of a dickhead. He is just going to use it to stop people from being able to talk about the things that he doesn't like. Because he's a 5-year-old. And that's what they do.
Yep.
So...
Everyone go back to Facebook. Cool.
I'd rather just fall off social media.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think at this point we're all screwed. Everybody needs to bring back everybody needs to bring back MySpace.
MySpace
I can't wait to do
just a music
this
site
kind
now.
of picture again.
MySpace is just a site for music, like musicians now.
Yeah.
It's not even like a social media
It
site.
It technically always was, but people didn't use it for that, and now it's gone back to actually being a music site. I think my page is still active, or a page that I made as a music artist is still active. I don't sing. It was a crowd of people singing at, queue for a gig when I was 17, and it was fucking awful. But it's still there. It's still on MySpace.
I think I had a MySpace, but I didn't know how to use it because I always used Bebo.
That's because you're younger.
A little bit younger than you two, yeah.
Yeah.
Just a teensy bit.
I learned how to use HTML to create my MySpace page. So I had an background and everything.
Skills. My God, got skills. Anyway, yes.
Multiplying.
Oh my God. So supposedly he has bought, and I don't know why I said supposedly, it's a fact, he's bought it for $44 billion.
A billion.
Just pulled it out of his back pocket.
He literally just pulled it out of his back pocket and went, "Do you take card?" Which is a ridiculous amount of money for this app, but I guess it's worth that amount. I don't know. I don't actually think it's been valued recently because nobody thought that anybody would ever buy Twitter. So
it's a lot of money for a social
app.
Media app.
I read something on Twitter when this was all going out that Twitter doesn't actually make any money. It's not a financially viable thing. It's not like, because it doesn't have that many ads and things like that. And if it doesn't have, like, Facebook's that are just pretty much all ads, and Instagram is all ads now because it's owned by Facebook. So I don't know what he's getting out of it apart from to continue freedom of speech.
Yeah, this is what but nobody's fooled by this. We know that he's not buying this because it's going to get him money. He's doing this so that he could control what's being put out there.
Then I'm going to get kicked off Twitter in like 20 minutes.
Well, I said if he wants to buy my handle, he can.
If he doesn't want to know the adventures of Bendy's kettle, then what's his problem?
I need to know.
Everybody needs to know that. Everybody loves a good Bendy kettle.
You can find it in the specific adventure of Bendy's kettle thread in the Discord.
The fridge. That's what we've got so far.
Oh. It was a cold day.
Literally, it was in the fucking fridge.
I've never felt cold like this before.
I might start that actual thread. I'll just confuse everybody. Start it now and they'll have no idea.
You'll be like, what is going on?
Yeah, so Elon Musk has too much money.
Yeah, he doesn't know what he's doing with it, even though he literally said like 2 years ago or something like that he would happily, if the UN, one of those organizations, gave him the cost of helping to solve world hunger, he'd happily give them money. And then he bought Twitter.
I'm pretty sure 44 billion would do a good fucking job of.
I think
you can
it's like $6
for $5 for a week or whatever it is on the adverts that I see all the time. Like your £2 can feed a kid for a week or whatever, for a month.
Not in England, it can't.
Not in England, it can't, no.
Well, just put your money in just text 500. No, wait, that's audible. Not a sponsor. Text whatever the Samaritans or whatever and give them this 45 billion. Oh, okay, Elon.
It's just stupid. He's clearly having a midlife crisis because his girlfriend ran off with another woman. So
Women are better.
it's because they are absolutely better. No denying that. But yeah,
Tempus is gone. I like all people. I'm not saying women are better. Just be nice. Just be a nice person.
no, women are better.
I don't want to get cancelled. I cancel myself every day. I understand. I'm a piece.
Nobody would cancel you. They'd miss the adventures of Bendy's kettle. We've just gone over this.
It's fine. We'll make our own social media site. Our own social media. But it's a shit name. But
Name social media.
You send out unnames.
Yeah. Unnamed Bendy.
Unnamed Bendy. Everybody, yeah, literally everybody has to have unnamed in their name. So no matter what you are.
Unnamed Tempus.
It's like MySpace where you have to have us three as friends.
As friends, yeah.
On it, like Tom
and Craig.
And Craig, yeah. Coach check Craig.
Coach check Craig.
The unnamed Coach Craig. I'm gonna snip this picture of him and give him his own social media site.
Give me that Instagram.
But yes, that was my gaming adjacent news. The worrying news that we're all about to be kicked off our favourite social media platform. And I say this is quite worrying because I feel like every single guest, like I think it's true, every single guest we've had on the Unnamed Gaming podcast has said Twitter is their favourite social platform. So it won't be for much longer.
It's alright, we'll be billionaires soon and we'll be able to do things.
Absolutely.
Or something. I don't know.
I'll pay him 46 billion to get back.
Well, this is real money or is this monopoly money we're talking about?
Just don't cash that check for about 80 years, okay? Just
don't cash that for a little while, alright?
Post date it until 20.
Here's 46 billion, so I can have Twitter, but be occupied with going to space for a few years, yeah?
Yeah, just go to Mars. You won't need it on Mars anyway.
And, it'll be like like that reverse invisible ink, so it's all written there and then it'll just fade over time.
You saw
anyway,
nothing.
Bendy's news.
Yeah.
I found a news article earlier on. Got my phone here, just delivered it. That's where all my news comes from, people.
The phone. It just randomly comes up. Bendy, this is your news for today.
So I was just Googling gaming news because that is how I get my news. And I found few articles about Sony and PlayStation have been asking game developers to create timed trials for any games worth over $34 so that they can give them to their PS Plus highest tier subscriptions.
Ooh.
So that they can try the games before they buy them. I can see Nettie's face here.
Demos!
Yeah, basically it's like we were saying, releasing demos. The bit I don't like about this is these are going to be for only the PS Plus subscribers. So it's not the fact that people are asking, or Sony is asking for game developers to just release demos so that people can demo their game. It's only for their subscribers. And I just feel like they're going to be... So you'll have like your selection of games. It's not going to be as good as Game Pass. Sorry, Sony, it probably won't be. Because they want to sell their first parties. But they don't want to miss out of people maybe not buying them or waiting until they're cheaper. So they're forcing game developers to create trials to get people to pay games. But only for people that are subscribed to PlayStation Plus. I'm not a fan of that. I'm a fan of demos. Bring out demos. But I am not a fan of you can only do a demo if you're on PlayStation Plus. I'm not a fan of that. What are you guys
Wow.
thinking about this?
Well, Bendy, do I have
Got
some news?
back-
I have some news for you? Because it's funny that they're saying they're asking people. They are not asking people. They are telling people. Devs are not getting the choice in this.
Let me reread what this.
I mean, they may say they're asking people.
As they're a requirement for some PlayStation developers,
Yeah, and it's not just PlayStation. They're basically saying to anybody, if you're going to put out a game on our platform, if it's over 30 something, if $34, you have to allow people to have a 2-hour trial on it. It's not just gonna be PSP. This is just gonna be a version of what Steam do. So people are going to be able to play these games for 2 hours. Now, I know we're sitting here thinking that's a wonderful idea, but however, people get screwed over on Steam. Small developers get screwed over on Steam all the time. Now, Steam doesn't have a price requirement. So it basically, if there's a game that's under 2 hours, you can play through it and you can ask for your money back.
Yeah.
The fact that it's $34 or over would suggest that the game is more than 2 hours anyway. So that requirement is good. But people will always still find a way of wrangling around it. The worrying thing that I have for this is that reviewers, people, social media reviewers, creators will play that 2 hours, lie and say they haven't. They will lie and pretend they've played the entire game and give it a bad review from just what they played without playing the entire game, because it will screw over that small creator, that small developer.
Surely, the developer or whatever can come out and debunk that though by saying, "Look, we've not given out full access to our game yet."
Well, it's not just. This isn't just games that haven't come out yet. This will be when games do come out. So this is on full releases.
Instead of trying to screw over indie developers, why not do a deal with them and put them on your subscription service that's supposed to have an array of playable free games a la Game Pass?
I get what they're trying to do. They're trying to stop the issues that people have had with things like 2077 and these massive AAA games that have come out and are just shit, because as soon as people start playing them and it's 2 hours and I can't play this properly, but it's why don't you ensure that fucking game can be played properly before you allow it on your platform? This is not a hard situation to solve.
I'm not being funny. If you need more time, don't just say we're delaying it till this date. Just say we're delaying it until it's ready to come out. We will give you an update of when that's coming, because then there's no pressure on you to get it done then.
I just think there needs to be developers will always be pushed to their maximum. Publishers will always be cunts about it. And I think platforms now need to start weighing in on this, seeing the game being played in full before they will allow it to be released on any of the platforms. Because they're all coming out. Some of the PS5 one will be fine, but the computer will be shit. The Xbox is fine, but the PlayStation one is shit. It's you guys have got to start taking a stand on this. You own these platforms. So this is realistically one of the reasons why they're trying to do this. But my problem is I'm all for demos. I'm all for free trials. I'm all for demos, but I don't want the indie devs to be screwed over by this.
Also, as well, a demo doesn't mean the first 2 hours of a game. A demo is a demo.
Yeah.
So you could bring out a 15-minute, 20-minute demo which just shows a bit of combat and a bit of how it's going to work. I guess what you're saying is these 2 hours is going to show if the game is actually playable and stuff like that, but the game should be playable before getting to that point, so you shouldn't need a 2-hour trial. And so, and then indie games, are a lot of indie games over £34 though?
Yeah, in that way. The basic indie game, we're not talking about your 1 to 2 hour really small games. We're talking about your 8 or 9 to 10 hour ones. Yeah. They're usually about £25 now. But they're creeping up because that's what happens. You know, you got to pay your workers, you got to pay all your studio stuff, so it's coming up.
Fair pay and all. I
Mm,
agree with fair pay.
exactly, which means you have to pay more for your games. I'm sorry, there's no other way of getting around that. If you can't afford that game, then you simply can't play it. My problem with this is the amount of publishers that will go, oh, well, we were going to market this as £36 because it's a 14-hour game, and you know that's perfect. But now that we know that people might be able to get a refund after 2 hours, we're going to market it at $20 or $30 or whatever it is, you know, under that threshold. And it's like, yeah, but have you even done the revenue properly at that? Does that mean that you're going to be punishing a studio's revenue just because you want to get it under a certain price, so you don't have to worry about people getting money back on it?
PlayStation are forcing it, like anything that you do, you're gonna have to do this for us. So I guess it's extra pressure as well because you have to polish that trial, don't you? You have to make that first 2 hours the best.
That's the
2
thing
hours,
is, all that's
so
going to
that you don't get
happen
refunds.
is that first 2 hours, which by the way is probably, you know, 80% of the time, those first 2 hours of the game are going to be made and polished so many months ago, like so many months ago, that they're going to be fine anyway. It's after that. But if a game isn't playable to begin with because of some fucking shit that they've done with them server, then, you know, it'll show straight away. But it's like,
for multiple hours and it still be fucking jank. Menus don't work.
Yeah, your menus don't work. But it's like, I always get, it always plays on me, these, you can get a refund if you don't play a certain game for a certain amount of time. Because it's like, yeah, but that's an indie dev. Like, they need these sales. Okay, just because you don't like the game, and I'm not talking about the game doesn't work, I'm talking about you bought it, but you don't really like it. Tough! You wear a pair of jeans for 2 hours, you can't take them back just because you don't like them.
Well, obviously,
You should you go.
Coming from my point of view on that, obviously, I've had that trouble, and I bought a game that I didn't actually want because I bought it on the wrong platform, but because I'd started downloading it, I couldn't actually get a refund on it. So
that's different though. You didn't start playing it at all. You didn't start playing it at all. But if somebody started to play it and in an hour in goes, I don't like this game because it's just not my kind of thing, tough shit.
Do you remember, guys? We all remember when we used to have to go to the game shop. And I'm going to call out Electronics Boutique here because that's how old I am. You walk down to it, you get on the bus with your mum, you're holding your mum's hand like, let's go get to the game shop. And you get into the town and you go to Electronics Boutique and you look at those cartridges and you're like, yeah, I want this one, mum. I want this one. I want Duke Nukem. I want this one. And you buy it and you get it home and it's a pile of dog shit. You think you could take that back and go, take this back, please, Electronics Boutique? No, you couldn't. You couldn't do it. You bought it. That was your own fucking fault. And that was when they didn't just shit out games or they can't update them.
But yeah, I mean, if you haven't played a game at all, if you can legitimately say, I have not played this game, I accidentally bought it, then yes, a refund is fine. But as soon as you start playing that game, no, I don't think you should, unless there is something very, very buggedly wrong with it, as in that it doesn't work. There's something technically wrong with it. If you have played it and the only reason why you want your money back is because you played it for an hour and you just don't like the way it is, it's not a game for you, then sorry, no, it's like any other consumer product. You do not get your money back on it.
Yeah, you should have a genuine justification of why you want your money back on that item. I would agree that Cyberpunk, for many people, did not work, was not to service, so they deserved a refund.
Yeah.
For me, it was fine. I had no game-breaking problems. I could play it. It wasn't as good as I wanted it to be, but I could play it. So I would not have a justification to say this that I want a refund on this game because it worked for me. I could physically play that game without any game-breaking issues. So I understand that. If it's not fit for purpose, then you do it. But if you want a refund because you don't like it, it's not your kind of game. You should have done better fucking research before you bought a game thinking that you'll get your money back. Because yeah, that does stitch up all developers, especially indie, because they're the ones where people are probably going to go, I don't really like this very much. But that's your bad. You decided to buy that. You decided to spend your money. But people are frivolous with their spending, knowing that they probably will get, if they don't like it, they will get a refund on it really easily. So there should be some kind of fit for purpose justification for an actual refund when it comes to purchasing games online.
Yeah.
That's my 2 cents.
Right there, Tim.
Yeah.
That rolled us up a bit, didn't it? Is there a podcast we do without getting a little bit of rage?
Oh, we didn't get rage in the WASD one. We were very happy about that.
That was a very fun day.
That's because the developers could actually hear us.
I was going to say, we were literally standing right there going, this game is shit. No, I didn't know.
No,
I was talking about that game.
We did talk about how we didn't like, because you didn't really like that Japanese one.
No, Andy didn't like that Japanese
Yeah, I
one, but
liked that
Tempus
one.
really liked
liked
it.
that one.
That's on
Someone
Game
didn't like
Pass,
it.
ready for day one.
I'm
Yeah.
still waiting for Cult of Lamb.
You'll wait a little bit longer, but it is meant to be out this year, I think.
Yeah.
Cult of Lamb, Bendy's already Game of the Year.
The next thing that Bendy plays on stream for the Unnamed Gaming podcast, and she's going to dress up as a lamb.
It's set in stone now. It's gonna have to happen. I'm gonna go research when that comes out, so I
Make
can
her.
start making a little lamb costume. Hello.
You
I'm a
just need
lamb.
the head bit, don't you? Really?
You look like
Yeah.
what's the face from Zootopia? the lamb mare.
I've never seen it.
Oh, you
so-
should! It's so good.
Oh, it's a good film.
It's really good.
Someone said I looked like Madam Mim earlier today, so.
Okay. Oh, it's the hair, isn't it? Yeah.
They're like, with your hair like that and you wearing a red skirt, you kind of look like Madam Mim. Like, thanks. I mean, Sword in the Stone is the best, but thank you for that. Right, should we move on to our question of the week?
Do it.
Right, so this was asked on our Discord by our friend and yours, Zonkt. Hi, Zonkt. How are you? Are
Hey.
you listening? I hope you are. How many great games are lost in a huge store selection, and how do you find the hidden gems in a saturated market? Is there simply too much? Yes.
Yes.
I mean, yeah.
Cool.
The
See you next week.
the simple answer is yes. Less simple answer is, well, I mean, it's like any other entertainment market. There's always going to be a vast variety of things, and you're not going to be able to consume it all. So just deal with it. You can't stop studios from you can't stop people, because this is the thing, it's not even studios, it's one-person devs that make video games now. You can't stop them. Just like you can't stop an author from writing a book and getting it published.
I don't think he's complaining about the
I
amount
know.
of games that are out there, because
I think
this is
everybody
Zonkt we're
is.
talking about.
Yeah, I mean, if there's an achievement to be unlocked,
Yeah.
Zonkt will do it.
But I
Zonkt
think
feel
it's
for me. Because 2 achievements on Borderlands didn't pop for me, but they popped for everybody else in my party.
oh.
Zonkt, save me!
Zonkt, the patron saint of achievements.
Oh, that's the thing.
I'm
ma-
gonna change their name.
I
in
am.
the Discord
I'm
chat.
making a T-shirt for the
Yeah.
podcast of that now. Well done,
You're
Zonkt.
welcome,
You've been immortalised.
Arrow Tempest.
I don't even know where I was going.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I think it's more the case of like, because when you go to look through the store, like they've gotten better over the years on like consoles, but even still, they are very just kind of put together. Like it'd be nice if like they had like separate indie and like bigger studio kind of stores that you could search through. I mean, the one thing with kind of Xbox as well is like when you do go in for their sales, you can look at everything that's on sale, or they'll normally have like a studio sale as a separate thing that you can go through. So it'll only give you like the small selection of games that they've actually got on sale. So there is that. But like I've been there before. I've gone, oh, let's see what's in the sale this week, and I've honestly 5 minutes later, I'm still in like the Fs somewhere, looking at games that you because you eventually kind of get to that point where it's almost like you're scrolling on Netflix for something to watch, and you're just like next, 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 and like it gets to a point where it all kind of just muddies together, and I can see like why some like probably like some great hidden gems or something like something that you'd really enjoy might you might never actually get to see or play because you've kind of just glanced over it because it's sandwiched between all these DLCs for The Sims or something.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's true. It's exactly that. I think Steam is much better at it for like indie titles. Like you're more likely to find a random indie title on Steam than you are on, for example, the PlayStation Store. I find it really difficult to find indie games on the PlayStation Store. I feel like they hide them, but Game Pass is pretty good at it as well, actually, because you can just go onto whichever like platform you want to be on and browse through all of the game titles there. Epic is quite small in general. I mean, obviously you get your free games, which I think is really good. That have just random one free game a week, which can be anything, is really good.
Well, I got all 3 of the new Tomb Raider games for free the other month off of Epic. You know, just for nothing, and it's like I know they've been out a while, but they're still good games.
Yeah. You're
And the
more
fact that
likely
they've
to
just given it to you for free.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're more like, even if you've never heard of it, or you know you don't know if you like it, a free game is always going to make you want to play it, really. So in that sense,
Absolutely.
that's good. But yeah, with the amount of games coming out, I feel like platforms need to start being better at putting them in front of you rather than just your AAA or AA studios or the indie games that have just somehow managed to explode. Like there are so many games out there. Just do a random thing every so often, you know, from a publisher.
On the Xbox Reward app, which I find quite good, is they have like featured games per week, and then they give you an incentive to go and play those games and get achievements in those games to get you reward points. So, and it will be any array of games you can play. Like at the moment, one of them is to stream the Fable games, and people may not have played the Fable games beforehand, and now that they're on Game Pass, it's a chance to go back to those I say hidden gems. Fable was fucking massive, but those old school gems as well. But yeah, if
Fable,
you
you
know,
say? Let me just write this one down for future
I've
reference.
heard so many in-depth stories about the making of the Fable games now. I don't think I'm ever going to be able to play them without laughing my head off.
Oh, you need to tell me some of those stories at some point.
Can I tell
but
you
yeah,
about
no,
the lead-based figurine one at some point?
yes,
The
you
painted
can.
figurine.
You definitely can. But yes, anyway, I do feel like having those sort of like features, but I get my game recommendations from podcasts.
I get them from
So-
Zonked.
Get them from our Discord.
Yeah, we literally get our game things from our Discord now. They play such a wide and varied assortment of games.
Hades.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just feel like we have more opportunity to. Well, I say that I have no time to do anything with my life. So, but we have more games to play, more opportunities to play them, and especially like with the Game Passes, like
It's becoming more affordable to play these random games as well.
Yeah, which will be good because then we start talking about them more, which means they then get out there a bit more, which means they'll probably end up being featured in different places. But yeah, you do need those platforms to feature a lot more because I don't think I would have played Backbone without it being a featured game on the Xbox Reward because it was on Game Pass. So they just need to make it easier to throw games at you that you might not play.
Yeah, I was literally thinking that myself a second ago. Like, but this was a case of if it wasn't on Game Pass, I would probably have
Yeah.
never played it and missed out on Unpacking, which is a brilliant game.
And the
See,
only reason I played it was because of you guys, and I freaking loved it.
see, I actually
Yep.
paid for it on Switch. So.
My 8-year-old has been playing it.
Aww.
So
I got everybody in my studio. Well, there's a few people that had already played it, but I got everybody to play it in my studio as well.
yeah, so but that's what I mean. Sometimes it's not even about. Like, I think that is possibly the good thing about the Game Pass is you can go out and buy. You could go out and buy a game, but I probably wouldn't have looked twice at Unpacking. But it was on Game Pass, so I grabbed it and I absolutely loved it. And
We got some sales out of some people by saying, we love Game Pass so much, go and buy Game Pass.
Yeah.
Sorry, we love Unpacking so much, go and buy Unpacking.
Yeah.
For those who don't have the Game Pass.
Yes.
So
and by the way, we're not sponsored.
But if you want to sponsor us, do it.
Yes, we would love a copy on Switch each.
Well, I have it on Switch, but whatever.
The physical version.
I'd love the vinyl.
Anywho, but like I think that is one way of kind of circumventing the jungle of games that you can search for, even in the sales section, is that a lot of these games that they do. I mean, they're on Game Pass for quite a while, but some kind of drop on for like maybe a month, and then they'll drop off again. As it's almost a case of we'll get people playing it, and then if they want, like, if they really enjoy it and want to carry on playing it, then they'll have to go and buy it. It's a bit naughty, but I get why. It's almost like, again, a game trial, isn't it? So like, but the thing is, if you like a game that much and they take it off of Game Pass, you're not going to be begrudged to then go and buy it, I don't think. But it's another way of finding some hidden gems as well that you probably wouldn't have looked at, but because they're there for free to download and play,
Yeah,
you'll give them a go.
absolutely.
I've done that with a few games, like even again Backbone. I played that because you recommended it. I think that's a big one as well for like kind of trying to get around these things is recommendations from other people.
Yes. If a friend recommends me a game, I'm like 99% gonna buy it. Might not play it like within that first 2 weeks, but I will definitely play it within the month of being told that I should.
Yeah.
Because I trust my friends with game suggestions much more than I trust the internet.
So I love the fact that there is such a big selection of games and such a it's not all first-person shooters. You've got so many different genres and you've got so many different game styles and plays and all of these sort of things. And I love the fact there is a massive selection. That is great because, like, when we were young, there wasn't a huge amount of selection. First-person shooters, RTSs, or now we get the weird and the wonderful, which is brilliant. And yes, there could be too much, but is that a problem? No. I don't think it really is, because there's something for everybody now. It makes games more accessible as a medium.
I think the only problem is the possibility of just everyone missing that hidden gem.
Yeah,
but it's a small probability, and if that's the only problem, then I mean, sorry, but tough luck.
So if you love a game, people out there listening, shout about it.
Yeah, make a noise.
Make a big noise, and especially if it's those indie developers as well, because just think of the success of Unpacking. That is because people were talking about it, just letting people know where they can get it, and everything. So if you do that, that could mean the world to an indie developer. If you just go, I really freaking love your game at whoever on Twitter, everybody go and play it. No, and so that's where your hidden gems will shine. They will no longer be hidden. They will
Like
shine.
Cthulhu Saves Christmas.
Yeah.
A fucking gem. Absolute gem. I've still not completed it because it's not even near Christmas. But I might play Cthulhu Saves the World. I did buy it, so
Oh, did you? Amazing.
Cthulhu Saves the World.
Yeah.
Very
Cthulhu
good.
Saves the
The
World.
Cthulhu series, go and play it. It's great. And also sometimes if you're streaming it, one of the developers might drop in and go give you advice and be really nice to you, like
Yes.
they did with me on my first.
They
stream.
were very
Very
lovely.
Yes, yes. And now I just see all the stuff that they're releasing on Twitter. I'm like,
Yep.
I want to play those too.
I'm so
Right.
excited.
So excited.
It's the next one's like a Shakespearean girl JRPG style
Yeah.
thing, isn't it? So that looks quite cool.
Yeah. Shout from everywhere, whether it be on Twitter or Facebook or Instagram, or just let people know what you're playing. And yeah, and if it's really obscure, definitely do it. They
Absolutely.
go, oh,
The more
really
obscure.
like Cyberpunk or whatever.
Yes, no, I really recommend the Frog Detective one too.
Yep.
Oh, that was
Number 3 was due out at the end of last year, but I think it's been delayed at some point. So, but when the third one comes out, I'll be buying it and streaming it. So
Yes,
Again,
indeed you do.
and you know what? That's quite funny. Is I think I'd seen them kind of before, but like I must have noticed them because when I got the codes from my friend through his Humble Bundle, and again, that's another one for finding hidden gems, like Humble Bundle. There have been some great games on those. But yeah, I grabbed those. I was like, oh yeah, I really want to try those, and I'm really glad I did. Like they're not long. I think I completed both of them in about 3 hours. So,
Mm.
but if you like kind of just like really silly, funny games with a bit of like detective work in them, I recommend them greatly. You know, and it's like it's just like I said, I must have seen them somewhere. Must have been on Steam at some point when I was searching through probably their catalog at some point, and then the fact that it was like, oh, I've got these like games if you want to have a look at them, and I was like, well, I've seen that, I want to play those, and did me a favor the fact that they were from a Humble Bundle, but
Maybe they could do like storefronts could do. I know Steam has like user reviews and stuff like that. Maybe there should be like a little ratings where you're like, I think this is a hidden gem, and you click on it, and then that will then get a list, and you can search just for hidden gems.
that's quite clever.
But
Like,
you
you're
can't
like-
you can't put AAA games on there. So anything that's classed as
No.
AAA or a AA, no, it has to be indies.
No, it'd have
Yes.
to be something from like a small studio.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then but having that kind of rating, I think, is a bit better than like this
5
is
stars.
5-star.
Yeah,
This is
absolutely.
positive reviews.
you
Actually,
could-
having like, yes, this great game is great. I really like it, but I feel like nobody's talking about it. So I want to search for those games that nobody's talking about, those hidden gems, and just have a little hidden gem box.
Yeah, because you could still, you could still do your regular reviews, like
Yeah.
you do your type up and you do your things, but like obviously, maybe you've got a certain amount of games that you can class as hidden gems per like week or month, so you've got to be very careful. You can't just go
Selective
hidden
with
just
your-
because I like it, hidden gem, hidden gem, hidden gem. You've got to really want people to go this really, like, people really need to play this. I'm going to use one of my 5 monthly hidden gems to put
It's
like
a fun game for people.
puts a sticker on it or something, and then like you say, it puts it in a category of hidden gems.
Steam,
Steam, call us.
Valve.
even I was thinking through like even Xbox through that.
Well, Xbox have to call us anyway, so they already owe us 3 or 4 calls.
Yeah.
I mean, doesn't
I
everyone?
think,
True.
I am really good for dumb ideas, so join.
That was a good idea.
I was gonna say that wasn't a dumb idea.
Usually they're dumb, and then sometimes I get a hidden gem.
Oh
That was
dear.
my hidden gem
Okay,
for the year.
that was dumb.
So, you know how we have a Discord, and I've not mentioned it 3 times already? Not done that. Discord.
Yes.
Description. Join
Down
our
below.
Discord. Check your coat. Come and join us for the fun times. I've just made a little game recommendation
I can see it.
channel in the Discord. So if you find a hidden gem and you are within our Discord, why not pop it in there?
Tell
Just
us.
Tell
Do you know what?
us.
I'm also going to spend the time to create and upload an emote that is literally a hidden gem that people can tag on the bottom of it. So
Yes. Yeah, and then we might, if you recommend a game to us and we get the time to play it, we'll probably talk about it in the next thing, and we'll go, well, so and so from our Discord.
These were our hidden gems this week, guys.
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
Oh,
So
hidden gem of the week.
Unnamed hidden gem.
Not that we have time to play games at the moment.
I don't have time to play games. I'm making games.
I'll
Oh,
make
here
a
we go.
jingle.
Is that going to be a hidden gem?
of the week.
This game my
No.
studio is releasing this week, hidden gem.
There's nothing hidden about it. This thing's going to be shouted from the rooftops.
Gem. This is a gem.
Gems for sale. Gems.
This is a goddamn diamond.
You see this?
You go buy, go play.
This is a rupee.
It's just going to be the most awkward moment in the world where, like, I'm watching some friends play it in their stream and they're like, it's alright. And I'm like, no, you're going to fucking love it. And if you don't love it, we're not friends anymore.
I will, wherever this game is, I will buy and stream it for you.
Aww. That's
and
very
tell
sweet.
everyone it's meh.
Well, we're looking for a new host for the Unnamed Gaming podcast, guys. If you want to get involved, let us know.
I've upset both hosts this evening, so we're back to normal scheduling, regular
When the
scheduling.
game does come out, it will need to be streamed on the Unnamed Gaming podcast.
Yeah, I will stream it on the Unnamed Gaming podcast.
And I will just sit there with a like, oh no.
No, you and Bendy will be in Discord talking to me.
I'll
while
be
I
in
play it.
Discord. No, but yeah, I'll be there. Be like, I like this. I love this. Like that. That's what I'll be.
Okay.
And I'll be like, no, what do I do?
And I'll be like, I don't fucking know. I'm really bad at it.
I was making tea at this point.
it's the
Literally.
one-
I was
one
just telling
thing-
people what to do.
I'm very
Ugh.
excited to see it. So.
Yeah.
Do you know when roughly? Can you give any of that
No,
information?
can't give you anything. Absolutely nothing.
Sorry.
Sorry.
What is the point?
Inside scoop. Inside
mean-
scoop.
I mean, to be fair, I think we will still get the inside scoop. When
Yeah, you
it's
just can't
allowed to
talk
be
about it.
spoken about.
Yeah, no, I mean, you're literally going to be getting the person who's getting interviewed.
I mean, obviously, I saw actually it's another slight bit of news that I saw earlier that I was tempted to talk about, but it was like tiny, so I didn't. But like, obviously, I saw something earlier. You know, obviously with the Quarry.
Yeah. Yeah, do I know
It
about...
has-
Yeah.
It apparently has near 200 endings. I don't know how true that is.
We'll have
because
to
there's-
check that one, because
Well, it's
that's
only
a few too many endings for my knowledge.
Well, it says the Quarry game director Will Biles told IGN the Quarry has a total of 186 different endings because there's 9 different characters, and obviously you can either save them all, one of them can die, 2 of them can die. You know, there is a lot of combinations.
So when I play it on stream, murder everybody. Got it.
Yeah.
Great.
Cool.
Sweet.
That
So
will
my bad.
definitely be an ending, I can confirm. Murdering everybody is always an ending.
But that's how you play play those games, isn't it? You're supposed to get everybody killed, right? Did I
You're-
miss a point?
You're not the bad guy, Bendy.
Exactly.
I don't believe it.
Been playing
I
these
am the
games
bad
wrong
guy.
every time.
I am the bad guy. Oh
Well,
wait,
that'll be a
are we the bad
discussion
guys?
for another time, whether that news
Oh.
is true or not. I may have just debunked IGN, but we'll see.
IGN
don't
did
know
get
shit anyway.
no. Well, they did get the exclusive like first interview and first playthrough of everything, so it's possible. But that's a lot more endings than usual.
I know, I did see that and think that's a lot of endings, but like, I kind of get it if there's 9 playable characters
Yeah, it kind of makes sense.
and there's like
There's so
that's a
many
lot of
combinations.
combinations,
Yeah.
1 die is 2 die, 3 die, 4 die.
And just think, guys, somebody has to test all of those endings to make sure all of the choices run through without any problem.
Cool. Excellent.
It's actually called an automated test. Nobody actually does that.
Aw.
That's a computer.
I was going to apply for the job.
Mr. Automated Test Computer.
It's the automated.
Lucky Mr. Computer.
That has-
Anywho.
Well, it runs overnight and does 1,000 like checks every 2 seconds. So
I could do that.
I could totally do that.
I couldn't
mean-
even do 2 checks in a minute, for Christ's sake.
I
I
don't-
couldn't do
It's
2
not
checks an
worth it.
hour. I would be too scared.
I can do
Couldn't
1,000 checks in an hour, maybe. I can, be close, maybe like 3, but
Yeah, very close, my dude.
yeah. Them zeros don't count, that's why.
Yeah.
It's actually just 1 an hour.
Mm.
Cool.
Good. I think that did a question.
That
did
was
do a question.
that was
We-
a question that
talked
we.
what-
what we talked.
So that's Zonked, the patron saint of Cheeves, as now known in the Discord. That
Yep.
is their
Did
name
you
now.
change
It's
his
a
name
very
already?
confusing
He actually
one.
changed it.
Yep. So
I need to look.
I hope you enjoy that. And he's only going to find out what it means when he listens to this podcast on Saturday. Because he's not going to learn till then. We're not going to tell him.
You've done it all one word.
Yes, it's the only way it would fit.
It's literally- that's amazing.
So yes, thank you, Zong, for the question. Again, join our Discord. I mean, I'm not pushing the Discord.
Join our
I
Discord.
am. Get in here.
Get in here.
Get
in here.
in
If you like
our
game-
Discord.
Just general gaming chatter. There is rooms for every console and system that you can play on. There is tabletop section. There is just
News. We're, like,
News.
dropping news stuff in.
if
which
there's
is
something
grand.
that's been itching at you to be asked or spoken about, if you've got a question or a topic, there's sections for those too. Get in, say hello, join
And it'll be-
the Unnamed Army.
It'll be there. It's gonna be the go-to place when Twitter
Yeah.
crashes and burns. So but we do have a Twitter at T_U_G_P on the Twitters. Come and follow us as well for the time being when it's still alive and thriving. Come and say hello. You can ask us questions there. There'll be a link to our Discord on that too.
Yes.
I mean, just come and join us on the Discord. We are on YouTube, as you can see, because this is our faces. If you're watching us on YouTube, that's our faces. We are here. YouTube.com/The Unnamed Gaming Podcast, probably. I don't know.
Correct.
Correct. We are on all of the podcast platforms: Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Something weird that one of my friends told me we were on the other day, which is linked with Apple.
Cool.
Outcast or something. We're on
Oh,
there.
Acast.
Nope.
No,
I don't
No.
know. Outcasts.
not Acast. No.
Podbean. It's not Podbean because I do
No.
everything through Podbean. It's an Apple linked one apparently. But yeah, you search for us there.
iHeart.
I do heart me, yes. I can't
Cool.
remember what they said. But they listened to us on that. So
But they found us on it, so
I was gonna say, yeah,
good.
they found us, so
we're there. If you can give a rating on those things, do it, please. That would be lovely. Five stars if that's a thing. There's a like button or something on YouTube.
Yes,
Don't give us
there
one
is.
of these ones.
Like, comment, please subscribe.
Subscribe. Oh, we're doing the actual YouTube thing.
Like, comment,
are.
subscribe.
Like, comment, subscribe, follow, rate, whatever it is said site wants you to do. Please do it.
Please do it. It helps
Appreciate
with
it.
algorithms and such.
Yeah.
And it just means we're going to come back for more anyway, so you're not going to get rid of us. But, you know, you don't want to miss a thing because we're a bunch of idiots on the internet.
We are
So
the idiots.
we are the officer idiots. Join our army. We love you very much, though. Those of you that do listen constantly, you are the best.
That heart. I'm Batman.
Wait. How you do? Right, okay, what? Yeah.
Bat-
sorry for podcast listeners here. I'm trying to do a heart, but
Although,
then
I
have
think it
ears.
was like it's that way, isn't it? Yeah.
That way.
Because I'm Batman. Cool.
Anyway.
Right, I think that's time to go.
Yes.
And that.
Getting late now. Yes. So we love you
That's
very
the
much.
picture,
Thank
by
you
the
for
way.
joining us. I'm very sorry we've been away for a few weeks, but we're back now and we're ready and raring to go. I don't know who's hosting next week. We'll figure it out during the week.
Craig.
It's me.
It's
Oh.
you.
It's
you,
me.
Tempus. So we'll see you then.
Yes.
We love you. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.